Okay, well, like any Terraria game, you just want to start out by making your character, right? That's the first thing, and then after you're done making your character, after that, you just want to give it a name. And then, of course, after that, you add, you add the rest, like the world, and, you also name the world, and you pick Crimson or Corruption if you want to be in Classic, Journey, or Master Mode, if you want a small world or a large world, I mean, of course, there's things in between that, but, that's further along the way. I would definitely consider chopping down trees when you very first get into the game, right? And then personally, what I like to do is I like to mine under the ground to put my NPCs that's where I put my NPCs because, it's easier and you get blocks, and then you also don't have to worry about, zombies. Well, not really zombies, but, you don't have to worry about jumping over the houses. You can go on above them, right? You don't have to jump over the house because you make a house, you can just set it on the ground, you just do all that. After that, I would definitely consider going mining, right? It's going to be the easiest thing to do. Just grab a couple torches. If you have already killed some slime and you have some sticks, then you can make torches in your inventory, right? Definitely a good way to start. I would go grab some silver, iron, tin, just some of the basic stuff so that you can start making your armor. Right. And then when it starts to turn nighttime, I personally would recommend starting to make your house. That way your guy doesn't die, right? Because that's kind of a harsh thing to happen. Your guy dies and then you have to wait a whole another day for him to come back. So I would recommend changing. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. I'm sorry. It's something that happens. After you feel confident enough, I would definitely recommend starting to make a elevator, which is just a straight way down to the hell. I was gonna say the hell biome, but really, honestly, it's just a straight way down to hell. Alright. And I get that some people are gonna be offended that I've said that, but that's basically what it is. I mean, if you look at the names, it says Hellbat. Okay? After you defeat Wall of Flesh, it'll say Hellbat. Or even probably before, I don't know. I don't mean it to be offensive, I just mean it as, hey, it's probably going to be what ends up happening. Right? I don't mean in a bad way. But definitely make an elevator. And then, of course, if you find like heart crystals and whatnot, definitely collect those along the way. You also want to do that when you're mining as well. Also, if you find like chests and whatnot, I would definitely go check them out, but definitely do be careful because there are traps. Some traps include like TNT chests and boulders falling down, along with dart traps and sometimes spike traps, but that's more of in the lizard temple than really chests. And if you don't have what I have right now, which allows me to climb up, what you would probably want to do instead is make it like air pockets. That way you can just go into those air pockets quickly. Right? Oh, like this right here. Right? That is what I'm talking about, you know, kind of one of those traps. Oh no, I couldn't reach back to continue where I was trying to dig down, but that's okay. After a little bit of making the elevator, what I started to do was make some more NPC houses, which is definitely something I would recommend doing, is making NPC houses, because NPC houses are one of the better things that you can do early game. That way you can have the NPCs spawn and you can get different materials from them. Like some of them drop bombs, some of them drop a bunch of other things. But I don't know, I just feel like NPCs are really good, especially the arms dealer, because then you can buy some items off of Another thing that I would recommend making is a 100 tall by 170 block wide arena, just, you know, in the underground, just in the underground layer. If you don't know where that is, it's basically just when the walls turn into stone, right? And you should be there. I would go down a little bit further just in case, right? If you're not very much sure. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that. The way I did it, the way I placed all my torches down was actually wrong, right? And that's my bad, of course, because I should have known that the way I was placing them was going to be wrong because of the way I'm standing. So mine's actually not 2 standards, but I'm assuming that you guys will be able to get it, and even though I wasn't able to, which is a good thing. But after you're done doing that, what you're gonna want to do, because I'm assuming that you're watching along, right, and I have this sped up, so there's gonna be a point in time where it's gonna get ahead, so I might as well explain now so that you can go back if you need to. In the middle of that 100 by 170, I would put a platform, right? I would put a platform, and then about halfway you want to go 6 blocks out from one another. Well, 4 blocks on one side, 4 blocks on the other, 8 blocks total. That way, you know, you have enough room for the kill chamber, because this is going to be a kill arena where you can sit there and you can farm souls of light and souls of night, or materials if you need to later game. That way you don't have to do it in the middle of these guys teleporting around and killing you, and you don't have to deal with mimics flying around. That way you can just deal with them when you want to deal with them, and not when it's going to be too difficult to deal with them. But that's just personal preference. If you don't want to make this, then you can go ahead and skip it. But I would definitely recommend making this. Okay, so you're finally ready to defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, or at least you assume that you're ready to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. What I would definitely recommend making is a bunch, well, not making, but buying. If you have the Demolitionist, I would recommend buying a ton of grenades. Those things are going to be great. Do not throw away grenades, okay? Definitely grab grenades. If you don't already have one, I would grab a bow and arrow. And also, if you don't have one, and I believe you can get these from just inside a chest, is the seed gun, or it's like the blowgun or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I would recommend having that along with the flare gun and some shurikens and throwing knives if you have those as well, because those actually do some pretty decent damage. I was very surprised the first time that I fought him, and I was like, oh, well, I have a bunch of these shurikens, what if I try to kill him with these? I got it, like, first try, and I was like, man, okay. I don't know if you can see, but I don't have very much armor with me. I think I just have like the boots right now. And I think those are silver boots, which aren't very good, right? I think they do, like, maybe 2 defense. I'm not 100% sure what they do. I think that that's all they do. I can definitely double check. And then I'm using a wooden bow. A wooden bow, shurikens, throwing knives, and 100% flare gun. Because flare gun does really good damage, especially because it has a burning effect as well, which does double damage, right? The Eye of Cthulhu also has a possibility to spawn naturally. I believe you need to have a total of 200 health and like 10 defense or something like that. I can't remember, but it's something similar to that. After you defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, what I would recommend is either making the sword, or I can't remember if you need different stuff for it, but if you can, the armor. But I think you need to defeat the Brain of Cthulhu before you can actually make the armor. I can't remember, but that'll probably come up in a later video, or maybe even later in the video. I'm not 100% sure. But with all of the materials that you have gathered, if you did go material gathering and you did make the 100 by 170, I would definitely recommend making, like, maybe gold armor. I probably wouldn't say iron armor. It's not Minecraft where iron's better than gold. Gold is actually better than iron in Terraria. So 100% would recommend making gold armor if that's the best you can do. Also, another thing that I would probably recommend is making an actual arena, like a little bit in the sky for when you're fighting the Eye of Cthulhu. That way you can throw items through the floor and not have to wait for him to come back up, kind of like what I was doing, or she, I guess. But definitely would recommend that, because I don't know, I just feel like personally it gets harder sometimes to defeat them when they're down in the ground, you know? It kind of gets harder to hit them. I would definitely also recommend having healing potions. They don't have to be great healing potions, they can be the normal healing potions. But don't use mushrooms. Mushrooms are not very good at healing, okay? So if you have mushrooms on you, I would definitely remove them before you heal, because chances are that you might use the mushrooms by accident, not me too. And believe me, that's not a fun battle to have when you're trying to use when you're trying to use a heal and it's a mushroom instead of the heal. It's not fun. Okay. So I'm gonna let the rest of this play out, and I'm probably not gonna speak or narrate over the rest of this. But I would say, after defeating Eye of Cthulhu, build more NPC houses, and then build an arena over at the dungeon. If you have a dungeon, I would build an arena at the dungeon and get ready for the Skeletron fight, which will most likely be in the next how-to video. But Skeletron next, 100%. after Eye of Cthulhu, or even possibly the Bee Queen. And if you don't know where to find Bee Queen, you just need to go into the jungle and find a hive, and then you should be able to find the queen bee. But after you're done building more NPC houses and you're done fighting those guys, which we'll go over in the next episode of this, what I would 100% recommend doing is just building some platforms and fighting arenas, make some campfires, and after you've filled up on health, go and find health crystals, heart crystals, and start making some, what are they called, heart lanterns, which also heal you as well. Right, I would 100% recommend making those. Okay, so I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out. I think from here on I make an above ground slime killer and zombie killer, that way I can grab some gold and coins and stuff like that after I get done exploring a little bit. And then after that, I think I just finished the mob farm that I was mentioning beforehand, which I would totally recommend making. But I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out. You can watch along with the video if you want to. If not, you can speed through it. I don't mind, because I understand that this is kind of a rushed video. I'm so sorry. I'll be more prepared next time. I promise. This one I was a little rushed on. Okay, I'm sorry. I have so much going on, as well as making videos. I have school and work, so I haven't been able to edit anything because I have homework that I have to work on as well. Right? I'm only human. So if you want to finish the video, it's gonna help me out quite a bit. Oh, another thing that I should mention while watching this, grab silt, and I think it's called an extractor. You can find them in chests. I would definitely look for like the underground housing areas, right? They'll have chests in them, and sometimes they have extractors. If you get silt, or slit, I don't know, it's like SILT, I think, so silt, I guess all you need to do is like hover over it with whatever you're using, cursor or mouse, like your mouse, or if you're using a controller, or even if you're using mobile, you just want to hover over it with whatever your cursor is, and then just build, and it'll start to extract stuff from it and get materials. well, that's it. That's all I really have to say. Sorry if mic audio got worse. I'm actually not currently using the software I use with my mic. I'm just using my editing software instead of my actual recording software. So yeah, that's all I have. I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play out. If you guys do like the video, again, please do leave a like, subscribe. It really does mean a lot. It really does mean a lot. I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers before 2023, which is actually right around the corner. I can't believe how close it is. And we're at 40, so we're so close. We're so close yet so far. So if you could definitely help me out with that, that would be amazing, and it would mean so much. So yep, I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play out. So definitely do consider subscribing. We also have a Discord. Join the Discord. It's down in the description below, along with a lot of other fun things down there. Like there's a Discord. There's I think my Instagram's also down there because I occasionally post some fun stuff. Like recently, I posted some new slippers that I got, because I got some Puma slippers and they are amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm wearing them right now as I'm editing this. Because I really do enjoy Puma stuff. It's just it's really good. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.